Good morning. It's April 14th, and I'm out walking my dog again. And this is about a conversation I had on Friday with some coworkers. These God conversations are interesting sometimes, or just some of the conversations. It was talking about our senior workers. And one lady was like, and I said, yeah, some of these senior workers have multiple incomes, retirements from multiple positions, from different areas. And this one young lady, this lady who's also in retirement, working again, said, well, these older people need to retire so these young people can move up in the company. And I said, who are you to say that? These people have been working for the company for 10, 15 years, and they deserve their seniority. And just these young people have to work their way up just like everybody else did. Okay, whether they're old or young. Everybody has to work for this seniority. And she's like, but they got all this income. Some have like $5,000 coming in a month. I said, but who are you to say what they need to live off of? Oh, look at the blackbird. And I kept that kind of conversation going. I said, because, you don't know if they're supporting 3 or 4 families or why they want to keep working. Just like you. You retire from the school system. Now you're working with us. And you ain't been with us but 6 months or 2 months. Whatever the time period she's been. But it's like, who are you to say, who am I? Who are we to say what another person needs? And what their income is or what their life is like. It's like the comment I had made X on the spot about the young lady who was killed. We don't know what their life is like. We don't know what's going on unless they tell us, unless they share it with us. But who are we to begrudge and say something like that when you don't really know? Look at the beauty of the trees. What their life is like. And so the conversation kind of ended with that because it was very important for we as people or us as people to stop some of those conversations. Because I'm not the judge and jury. God is. He doesn't judge us. He's not the jury. He just works with us. He shares us. And these words were coming out of my mouth for some reason. And then another guy was like, oh, I'm going to leave because I am at the bottom of the pole. I said, well, if you keep leaving your jobs, you will always be at the bottom of every job's pole of the thing. You have to stay put to get your seniority. Like these people stayed put for 15 years. They deserve their seniority. They deserve the hours they got, the pay they get. So it's kind of like, where did we lose the concept? What happened that you walk in the door, you think you deserve or you are supposed to have weekends off, all what these people who've been working for 30 and 40 years got. They work for that. And they're also planning for the future. They may be looking at, okay, if I retire now, will that $5,000 in 10 years be enough for me to live off of? And my answer would be no, because in 10 years, the cost of living may go up 2 or 3 times. So they're preparing for that. But within that conversation, I shared that because it's not just now. They're thinking of the future. They're thinking, I don't know what they're thinking, but I'm just going to put it out there like this because We all could die today. We all could die tomorrow. Or we could live another 50 years. What have you planned for the 50 years of what it's going to cost to live? So these people who are 70 years old are still working, probably because they realize they've got 70 years behind their bucket and their pants, or their whatever you want to call it, knowing in another 10, 15 years what they're making now is not going to cover the cost of living or just medical, or if they want to keep the lifestyle that they're living now, they got to make sure that everything's put in spot. And somewhere along the line, these young kids, young people have lost that. This guy was talking about how he's switching positions because he wants to spend more time with his family. Great. But here's the thing. You guys still make the money. And you're switching positions, you may not get that overtime. You may not get something for the future. So plan your future and plan now. And that's what I'm talking about right now. For some reason, I'm being told to do this because maybe somebody out there needs to hear this. So I'm going to end with that. Remember, it's not just the now, it's the future you got to look at. Bye.